and welcome to Let's Talk. My name is George Kingsnorth, and my guest today is WayneDenner, who is a technology entrepreneur. And today we are looking at how small businesses can do time management with their social media marketing. If you like this episode, please subscribe on YouTube and follow us on Facebook. I want to sort of move on a little bit towards the kind of marketing side of things for people, because, and again, is this idea of the task, the time, the territories that people are working within. A lot of the marketing side, again, seems very overwhelming because you have to do so many different activities. How would you encourage a small business to manage their time for doing those kind of tasks?
Yeah, and that's something for many small businesses can be the challenge, because there's so much out there. There's so much you can do. Where do you start? It's like, do I start here? Do I start there? Where is it do I start? And that's something that a lot of businesses struggle with. I've always been good at, the technology, but I'm a sales guy at heart and a marketer. Selling stuff is what I do. And it just so happens that the internet's around now. So like if I was to go back 100 years ago, I don't know, I'd be pumping stuff through the newspaper maybe, or the Yellow Pages, or I don't know what I'd be doing, but it wouldn't be like what we're doing today. So really for me, it's about, how can I take something and sell it online, or figure out a way, if I run a business, to use the technology to reach a large audience. And that's typically what it is, I focus on. But as I always say, it's finding out where your customer is in the first instance is very, very important. Are they on Facebook? Are they on Instagram? Or where are they? What is your customer demographic? And what is what is the ideal customer that you'd like to reach? And then it's about mapping that back to where that customer is maybe spending a lot of their time online. Most of them probably are spending a lot of their time on Facebook nowadays. That's kind of the sort of where we're seeing typically a lot of businesses moving towards setting up those Facebook pages and going onto those platforms. So it's about then being sort of looking at, right, okay, what information do your customers want? And remember that your customer's on a journey. They've got questions, and the opportunity there is for you to answer those questions while they're on that customer journey. So it's about making sure that you invest your time in the right platform and the appropriate platform for your business or your organization, and then that you become consistent in it as well. Typically, digital marketing, or marketing as we now know it today, a lot of businesses still see it, George, as very much a turn on and a turn off thing. Oh, Christmas is coming around. Let's turn the advertising on now. And they're flat out at it from now to December. See, once January comes, they don't do a lot of it. It needs to be consistent, right? And it needs to be frequent as well. And you need to be regularly pushing out content, but pushing out content that's educational, informative, and inspiring. And also entertaining as well, because let's not forget, we go to social media to be entertained. So looking for ways then to create content that's relevant to your business that your social media audience might find interesting. So how can I then spend my time effectively on these platforms, which is very, very important, because still a lot of people think, well, it's not really working for my business. It's probably not working for your business because A, you're not consistent, and B, you're not putting out content that is useful, educational, inspiring, and informative. And typically most businesses, and I've been guilty of this in the past, and I always say this to people, like, I'm not perfect, right? I make mistakes and I do things wrong on social media as well, but I learn from those mistakes, okay? Where I would be trying to sell stuff, and you have to be very careful about trying to force your products or your services on to people. You almost want to do it in such a way that and it's back to the psychology of marketing. It's the subliminal marketing, okay? It's about making sure that you're creating some piece of content in some shape or form that is valuable to somebody. They may not buy from you today, tomorrow, or next week, but at some point, if they need a product or service that you provide, you're the first person that they're going to think of. And that's what you want to be doing. And that involves spending consistency and investing in regular time on social media platforms, because you're not going to build that audience overnight. And people look for overnight success in social media. Listen, social media and the digital marketing game is a marathon. It's not a sprint. And if people remember that, their social media will be a lot more effective for them. What you're trying to do here fundamentally is build a relationship, but you're trying to build a virtual relationship. That's a lot more difficult than building a relationship in the real world, because you can see that person, you can read their body cues, you can read their body language, you know a little bit more about them maybe through somebody else. When it comes to the online world, those things aren't there, right? Those things take time to build in the online world, but by being consistent and being valuable to your customer is very, very important. And through those two things and other things will come the trust. And that will develop and that will build over time. And by remembering that it's a marathon, not a sprint.
We have more on the way, so please subscribe to this channel and check out the link below if you consider becoming a patron to help us keep making more content. Thanks for watching.